And people sold it for $400 and $375 and $370.
It's holding its value pretty nice.
Yeah. Here's another one. Wanted. There's a bunch of wanted ones for. This guy wants it for $300. I guess he didn't get it. I don't know. Here's one from last July that sold for $300. There's a PMC-Eight Exos 2 PMC-Eight that sold for $550.
What? Really?
Yeah, and then an iXOS 100. There's another iXOS 100 that sold for $280.
The used market's a great market right now if you're selling.
Yeah, right. That's why the prices are higher now. Somebody posted a G11 PMC-Eight for sale. They wanted $2,800 for it.
Which PMC-Eight was this?
The G11.
$2,800. That's a good deal.
That's what they're asking. Yeah, that was actually last year in February. Doesn't say it was sold.
Mm-hmm.
Another Exos 2 PMC-Eight that sold for $500 in January. Actually, two of them. Let's see. Yeah. So there's been a total of since 2018. That's where the listing starts, where people were selling them. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 total have been sold on cloudy nights. And there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wanted. Somebody posted yesterday wanting an Exos 2 PMC-Eight. That's kind of interesting. This is the first time I've really looked at the classifieds for the PMC-Eight.
That's the wrong page.
After imaging asteroid Bennu for the last time on April 7, 2021, the OSIRIS-REx fired its thrusters on May 10th on its 2-year journey to deliver asteroid samples to Earth.
The ADM burn is completed. We have a nominal ADM burn, and we're bringing the samples home.
This burn thrust the spacecraft away from the asteroid at 600 miles per hour. OSIRIS-REx will then orbit the Sun twice before reaching Earth on September 24th, 2023. It will send the capsule containing pieces of Bennu through Earth's atmosphere to the Utah Test and Training Range, where it will be retrieved and taken to the curation facility at NASA's Johnson Space Center. These samples will be distributed to labs around the world for analysis for generations to come.
Well, hello, everybody. It's Scott Robertson, Jerry Hubbell here, and we are pleased to turn the page to episode number 152.
152.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the, right. So 152, that's a familiar number.
Yes, it is. We have an ED 152, right? No,
Right, but
and
no-
no,
no
folks, we're
pro-
not giving away a 152 tractor on this particular show.
That's kind of why I said that.
Anyway, hope you guys had a great. If you're watching from the States, you had a great Memorial Day weekend. It was nice, except it rained for a good portion of the day. We've had this kind of constant drizzle going on here in Northwest Arkansas,
Yeah, we
but
had the
it's
same
real
thing.
green. Let me tell you that. So
Mhm.
real green. We have finalized the topic or the theme of our next Skies Up magazine. I don't know if you've been subscribing to this. It is a free digital magazine. These are some hard copies that we printed out for our showroom guests that come in. But anyways, nice magazine. I don't know if you've looked through any of them, but we have Will Tyrion's star maps in them. We feature astrophotography from our customers who submit astrophotography to us. And the best part is it's absolutely free. And so we haven't made a paid version of the printed version yet, but that may be something that we do in the future.
That's every bit as good a quality magazine as any of the other ones I've seen out in the industry. I mean, it's very,
Would you say
very
that?
nice layout and,
Yeah.
and beautiful graphics and everything else. The editing is great. And
Well, it's a global. We have editors that are from around the world, which is really interesting,
Yeah.
really good, and
probably the first global astronomy magazine, really, when you think about it.
perhaps
All the other
intended
ones
to
in the
be
industry.
global.
Yeah, all the other in the industry are for different countries.
That's true. That's true. And I guess if we were selling the magazine, we might adopt a similar strategy, but it's free. So all you have to do is go to explorescientific.com/skies up, and I'll put that into chat here for you. And if you have like a great shot of Saturn, or because that's our newest theme will be Saturn, the research that goes on and all of that. So there we go, Skies Up, and that will lead you to where you can go and view the magazine or download it. And what else would I like to say? Oh, okay. We have tonight. We have the 48th Global Star Party. We'll see the return of Jason Gunzel. The Vast Reaches will be on. Of course, David Levy will be there. A couple of people had to duck out, which was Dave Eicher, and Libby and the Stars is on vacation. But Deepti Gautam from Nepal will be on, and several others, a few more surprises that we always have something up our sleeve. So
I was planning on being on there with the MSRO, but I ran into an interesting problem that you heard me talking about earlier, probably, Scott. With
the key, your keyboard keeps setting a zero or something.
Exactly, there's a zero being pressed on the keyboard all the time. Right now, I'm logged on there. I can't even go to the little Windows icon to log out, because it comes up immediately and starts typing zeros across the thing, which is really a pain. So
this is being done electronically, so how does it get stuck?
Well, and it's inside the observatory. It's either worn. What Myron thinks is maybe it's gotten dirty or something, and contact is on zero, or I think it's been pressed and stuck, is what I'm thinking. But he's going to be able to get in there probably before dark and clear it up. So
yeah, I
hope the keyboard hasn't failed completely, but it doesn't matter because I'm remotely operating it. So as long as he could actually unplug the keyboard and it wouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys keep backup components like that?
We do have, I think this is a backup component actually that we put on there. We've had a keyboard failure before that we've swatched out. So I don't know if we have a spare keyboard right now. We did have a couple of them, and also a mouse. We use a wired mouse instead of the wireless mouse in the observatory.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got a couple of those also.
Mm-hmm.
But the other observatory stations that we have are headless. If everybody knows what that means there's no display or keyboard or mouse on the computers.
You really don't need it if you're just accessing it
Right.
remotely,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. You have to configure the computer to boot up that way, to ignore that stuff if it doesn't have a. Now one station is a laptop, but it's closed and it runs all the time with it closed. So that's a good, that's kind of cool. And the other one, I think the other one is also a laptop, now that I think about it. But again, that's closed, so we don't need to have a separate keyboard or mouse or anything like that on those systems.
People are kind of rallying in here to talk about the magazine. Thank you for all those nice comments. A lot of hard work goes into that. Let's see. Pekka says, fantastic Tuesday to everyone. Crystal clear night coming for me. Hopefully it will stay until the morning hours, so I would be able to show my remote observatory in action.
That'll be nice.
We'd love to see that. And Pekka wants to know how you subscribe. You just go to that link and it will take you straight to where the digital magazine is, and you can just download it from there. So read it offline if you like.
So there's no subscription. You just go get it.
You just go get it.
And you can see all the past issues on there also, right?
Right. That's right. Let's see. Martin says, I really like the maps in software. They can be expanded and to see more detail. That's true. Pekka says the magazine's more than professional. We pay for that kind of magazine. I love it. I'll have to tell Marcello Souza. Marcello is the editor in chief. He's the cosmologist in Brazil, and so he's been on our show a few times. Jim Norwood says, I missed the first part of the show. Looks like you publish the magazine about once per year. No, it's actually, we're on a schedule right now to publish about 6 times a year. So
that's pretty
it takes a little while to get all the articles from various contributors that we have.
That's a lot of articles too for every 2 months. So if you look at how many pages is that?
This is the latest one is 74 pages.
Yeah, so that's on par with the other professional magazines that are out there.
That's true. This one's 68 pages. This was the first one that when Marcello took over. And the other thing that's kind of cool is that we now have an official Library of Congress serial number for the magazine. So if you're looking it up, you would search for it by doing Sky with an apostrophe, Skies Up, and you should be able to find it. Pekka says, I think we all in audience have a little responsibility to spread the word of this broadcast and ES worldwide to get everyone collected here worldwide.
That'd be nice.
Pekka, thank you.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be nice.
Don't keep the show to yourself.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, if you get 1,000 or 10,000 on at the same time, it doesn't lower our bandwidth. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. There's my dog.
Richard Gray says, I saw my pick in it, and it's in print somewhere. That's cool. That's great. So earlier, Jerry, you and I were talking about some of the forum activity, and you said it's Not very active right now.
No, it's been fairly quiet.
Mhm.
We do have some new members coming on the last week actually, and one guy bought a used iXOS 100, which is kind of interesting because I wasn't keeping up with the used market. And so before the show, you may have heard me talking about it on cloudy nights, looking at on the forum, on the mounts forum there for the classifieds, all the sales for PMC-Eight. I just looked up PMC-Eight, and it looks like there's like 15 PMC-Eight systems that have been sold over the last 2.5 years or so.
That's it, huh?
And then there was 7 people wanting PMC-Eight systems, and the most recent ones were iXOS 100 mounts, 3 or 4 of them, and they were getting $400 to $500. They were asking that
Jeez.
much, yeah. So that was kind of interesting.
Wow.
So there's demand for these mounts. Of course, we've been out for a while, so people are willing to pay new prices for used equipment.
Right. Well, if they were, if they're covered under the Explorer Alliance, Explore Care, they can transfer the ownership, to another person. So that's an advantage there.
Right.
And if there was ever something wrong, it would be covered under warranty. So,
And more than likely, these mounts are in great shape when they get them. They may not have all the real packaging that comes along when you get it from the factory, but it's still I'm sure they're in great shape. They could probably use maybe a little bit of adjustment. I don't know, maybe not. It depends. But we'll work with you on the forum basically.
Oh yeah.
And the customer support, we work to get it like new, basically.
Right.
Or better than new, because then you might need a firmware upgrade, right? If you got
a
used one and you have the old firmware, then you'll have a better than new system that you didn't even know you had.
More features. That's right.
Right.
That's right. So I marvel at the enhancements and stuff that you and the community has been doing, especially with you and Wes McDonald. Really incredible. You were saying though that that another bug was identified, and
right.
What
Yes.
was that, Jerry?
So we're probably going to release a fix for this week. It's a really minor thing, and so the system has always been able to have the function where if you were slewing to an object and it was in full speed going to the object, and then you decided, oh, I want to go somewhere else, and you click on another object on the chart and you say go to here, it would immediately turn and start going to the new object. And that's always been in place. There's been a subtlety to it where it would just immediately jump. It would not ramp down. It would just jump and start going to the other direction if it was a different direction, or it would be going to another location on array and deck. Now, when we introduced the universal firmware, we introduced a little bug where if you were to slew to an object and you go to another one, it would stop instead of turning around and going to the new object. And then you say, no, go to it again, and then it would go to the new object. So we fixed that in this new release that we're going to have this week, where it not only continues to go to the new object after you've stopped it, or once you identify a new target, it will immediately turn to go to the new target, but it will also, instead of just jumping to the new target, it will ramp down nicely and then start off to the new target. So that manages the inertial load a little bit better than we had it previously.
So just full speed.
Right, exactly. So if you were going towards it's like the UFOs fly, they go like this and all of a sudden go this way. There's no inertial load that they're worried about. Right? They don't care about inertia.
Yeah, maybe we made our gears out of the
that's right.
titanium metal that they use.
exactly. So we
Mhm.
were kind of acting like a UFO where we would just turn direction immediately without slowing down. But no, we manage that better now on the Earth.
So, yeah. So, what are happening with all the old UFOs? I mean, is there like a graveyard of them somewhere? And because they're UAPs right
They're
now,
UAPs. That's right. They're not UFOs anymore. They could be. See, UAPs is more of a catch-all because they could be underwater, unidentified underwater objects, right?
it's true.
They're not
Many
flying.
people have claimed that they are underwater.
They're swimming, right? So
They're
underwater swimming
swimming, they're
objects.
flying. You know,
Yeah, they could be on the
right?
surface like on a car. It could be an unidentified car racing
Mhm.
across the desert,
Right. They got to have some fun. So,
That's right. Hmm.
got to have some fun. I'm going to be eating so much crow if I find out if I find out that with the release of this new information that's coming out from the Navy,
That's going
and
to be soon.
I keep hearing, is it out now or is it not?
Well, I heard on the news today, somebody said it might be out today. I haven't seen it yet,
Really?
though. I haven't seen anything.
All right, I'm just going to type in UAP Navy.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Well, one headline is that those amazing Navy UFO videos may have down-to-earth explanations, skeptics contend.
Yeah.
That was in the San Diego Union Tribune.
I did see a video with
Washington Post. We're asking the wrong questions about UFOs. The Navy Times. What is the military doing about UFOs? Question mark. The Pentagon's internal watchdog wants to know. Okay. Looming U.S. intelligence report to address UFOs. That was on the Economic Times 5 days ago. And this was a French newspaper. No longer confined to the fringe, UFO theories move into the mainstream.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I still don't know. I'm still a skeptic, So
Yeah,
it's,
I am too. I
Yeah.
think it's my theory. It's either propaganda or it's something that we have in the military that's a black project. That's the way it's always. That's kind of been the story all along, that people thought it was just our own technology somehow that we're testing, but who knows? Well, we may find. I don't know that we'll actually find out when they release their report. I think it's just more of the same propaganda. That's kind of what my theory is.
yeah, don't know.
But it is
whatever it
interesting.
is,
It's kind
know
of fun
that you
to
can
think.
watch our show and learn about it second. Okay.
That's right. It's kind of fun to think about.
Well,
I mean,
first.
it's just fun to think about the possibilities.
Oh yeah. Well, here's my situation too. I mean, it's just that if they're real and if there was like attempted cover-ups, because the question is the public can't handle it, right? They
Right.
wouldn't be able to handle it. There would be mass hysteria. Well, with 60% or more people believing that they're out there, why isn't there this mass hysteria right now? And what's to hide? So
I think that mass hysteria reasoning or explanation is really an old school thinking, from like 50 years ago, 30, 40, 50 years ago,
Right.
That was the reasoning back then. It's not so much today, I don't think.
no,
So you kind of wonder if they think people will react okay to it. They won't go nuts. There won't be riots in the street for that reason.
right.
Then why hide it again? And then there's other reasons to hide it, maybe. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about. There's the real reasons to hide the technology, right? It's because maybe we've developed it and we don't want our enemies to know about it, or maybe we want to lie to the enemy about what's going on, and propagate. Maybe we will promote UFO sightings now. Maybe the government will, put up a big poster that says report UFOs every day. Come tell us, and that's just a propaganda thing, for the enemy to think that, oh yeah, there really are UFOs. It's not the government.
It's distraction.
It's distraction. That's
Yeah,
right.
look over here.
That's right. Look
What
over
is
here.
going on while we do
what
this?
Right, exactly. Look what the public's finding out about or seeing,
Yeah.
and it overwhelms the system with all these sightings, and they don't know what to make of it.
So
I don't know. There's a ton of things that it could be.
that's true. Jeff Y says we need a UAP photo contest.
That's right, exactly.
We should do that.
I can tell you, I've never seen a UAP. I've seen things that I didn't identify immediately, but then figured it out after a few minutes. Most of it's aircraft. Pretty much all that I've seen that I've questioned, that I say, what is that? It's been an airplane.
Well, Jerry, I'll be honest with you. Both my mother and my father, they're now passed on, but both of them have claimed to have seen UFOs.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And they had no reason to lie to me. Okay.
No,
But I'm a UFO skeptic. And when I went on television so many years ago,
you dealt with those people that have seen, I think, or that believe in that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. It was just strange, just what it was. But yeah, I mean, there are people that have had experiences of some sort. How they came about, I can't tell you, but but there's some cases are actually pretty compelling, so, but Jeff is like, well, until they walk up and shake my hand, I'm not going to be a believer. So
I want to see a piece of technology that's foreign, that's alien, that really you can look at it, hold it in your hand and say, yeah, that's not from the Earth.
Right.
That's what would convince me. That's pretty high standard, I think.
That's a pretty high standard. Well, Ken Noble says, we have been among you for years.
Well, Ken, can you show us your alien cell phone so we can believe you? Show us your communicator. Is it
anything
on your shoulder here?
Anything.
It's been planted in his brain. That's what these alien implants are all about.
Is that what the chip is supposed to be all about?
Right, exactly. Well, I always thought chip technology was alien technology from the 19th.
Well, Elon's got that thing, what's bigger than just a chip. It's looks like a Casio watch or something that they implant in the base of your skull. Maybe he's one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
It'd be sad because I would have more faith in humanity if we knew that humanity had geniuses like him.
Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We have geniuses like him. So,
yeah.
Ken Noble says Elon is one of us. Oh, man. Yep. Well, that's good.
No,
you'll have to invite me to some UFO thing or something sometime.
Well, that's the thing. The amateur astronomy community, if there's anybody that's going to see these things, it's going to be people that spend their hours and hours under the sky looking up. Right?
Yep. Yes.
So how many people report these things are actually amateur astronomers? That would be my question.
I know there's some. I absolutely know there's some. One of the guys that I knew was a professional radio astronomer, and he absolutely, he was not a whack job. I mean, he was
really
very
legit.
Smart dude,
Well, there's a lot of professional people out there that have seen, military and police officers and other people that are trained observers. You hear that term, trained observers. Amateur astronomers are trained observers, right?
They are pretty trained. Yeah. Once you got a few hundred hours of observing under your belt, that's pretty good training right there.
Especially, you're really specialists in astronomical objects that are normally in the sky, and then you can be able to detect when there's something different.
Mm-hmm.
Right. People are used to seeing comets and meteors and planets, and Venus was a big culprit in terms of UFO sightings, right?
That darn Venus, you know.
It only shows up so often, so it must be a UFO.
Well, the problem is that when you're looking at the blue sky during broad daylight and you see this bright light shining down, you've locked
Yeah.
onto Venus, but your eye is moving, twitching around or whatever, and it looks like this thing is just making
Right. There's no.
movements like that would be impossible for an aircraft to make. I can get that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the ones where people were abducted by aliens and they have memories of, you know, weird stuff happening to them. I don't have an explanation for that. So,
Well, you're just being kind, I think, Scott. You're giving people the benefit of the doubt.
well, you know, I have to keep an open mind. You know, I have
Well,
to keep an
exactly.
open,
But don't let
skeptical
your
mind.
you got to
That's
keep
what I
an
have to
open
keep.
mind until your brain falls out.
And the brain's slippery, you know.
It is. It's wetware.
Yeah, it is.
That's right.
Oh boy. So I think we digressed here a little bit.
Well, so I wanted to bring it back into the amateur astronomy realm.
Okay,
so
please do.
It's really since the government's taking it serious, supposedly, and we're going to start seeing some maybe real science data that we can start thinking about. You know, it's good for astronomers, amateur astronomers, to think about when they see things in the sky, you know, that they don't quite understand, to really think hard about it and really don't assume that it's something alien, you know, just because you've never seen it before. That's for beginners, especially, you know, that's what I'm talking about for beginners, because they're new to astronomy. They're new to all these things, the way they look in the sky and the way they look through a telescope.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll get excited. I know a lot of beginners would get excited if they saw something that they'd never seen before, and it's real bright and
Sure.
moving. But there's airplanes in the sky. There's weather balloons. I actually, only like 15 years ago, when I first saw my high altitude weather balloon, I was on my back porch and I was laying back on a chair, and I happened to look up straight up and I saw it, and it was just a round dot, and I got my binoculars out and was looking at it, and sure as crap, it looked like a round sphere, and it was just sitting there moving slowly. And that was as cool as
Yeah.
anything. It's because I said, and I knew immediately it was a weather balloon, not a a UAP, because I identified it as a weather balloon. It was no longer unidentified, right? So in my mind, it was identified. Now maybe UAPs disguise themselves as weather balloons. I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty clever like
They're
that.
clever like that. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
want to hide themselves, so they have to look like normal airplane objects or balloon objects, you know.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stories though from people you would think would give an honest, truthful report on something.
Well, they're
So
not out to scam anybody or to. It's not
Oh,
like
no.
they're going to make money off of it. Or
you're not going to make
anything
money
like
off of a
that.
UFO.
So it's
That's
not
true.
like that at all. It's just
Mhm.
you don't understand what it is, and you jump to that conclusion. Maybe the best thing to say, I think, is that I don't know what that is. I'm not assuming anything. It's probably something that other people would identify easily, but I can't identify it.
Right. Well, let's just hope the military gets down to the bottom of this right away. So, well, what else did I want to bring up? Cameron Gillis with Camstronomy will be on tomorrow. So that's coming up. We are still putting together a new weather show, and we will have one of the people that will be on regularly or semi-regularly will be Charles Peak. Charles Peak is the official Weather Channel storm chaser, and he's just been I think he got an upgrade recently to weather reporter, is what he's being called at this point. But he has stunning captures, images of storms and that kind of thing. And he's been closer to huge tornadoes and major
Oh.
hurricanes and lightning and all of that stuff, much closer than I would ever get. So. He's got a zillion stories about all that, and so it'll be interesting, we intend to invite other storm chasers and meteorologists and stuff to discuss storms, pick them apart a little bit, and so that you can better understand, what's going on in the sky.
Well, part
And
of
maybe
that,
even predict your weather a little better.
yeah, I was going to say maybe have a segment on astronomy weather or astronomy forecast type stuff.
I have a video that Dan Scoff, meteorologist here in Fayetteville, gave to me about how to investigate various sites to determine weather patterns. I think out to about a week, something like that. So I just usually stick my finger up in the air and see if it's look up and see if it's clear or not.
Get your head out of the screen too. Like I was stuck with my head in the screen, and the stars went away, and I didn't realize what was going on until I looked up and then found out that there was clouds. So what the hell's wrong with my equipment? I assumed
that old technique of looking up.
Right. I assumed it was an equipment problem, right? So
right.
What the heck's going on with my equipment? And then you look up and you go, no, it's not the equipment.
Right. Well, I've been out imaging before, and you're getting all focused and everything. You're ready to start that imaging session, and all of a sudden you see, your object and the stars get fainter and fainter and fainter, and you're like, what is going on? And you realize, you go and look at the sky, it's completely clear, and then you look at your telescope and it's sopping wet with dew,
Yeah. That's bad. Mm-hmm.
So Harold says, I just imaged you a clip of the bungled cell phone video of an orange orb that flew from the area of Orion into my North County, less than 1 mile. Okay, let's see. I don't have it yet, but I will take a look. So. Scott, how's the meteorology show coming? Basically, it takes us maybe about a week to construct the show a little bit. When I talked to Charles Peak, he was already out in the field, and they were looking at a supercell coming through Colorado. So a lot of times I think what's going to happen is that we're going to just have Charles live from some location because he travels so much, the thing that's cool is that he usually has really great satellite internet. So they carry like this backpack of stuff, electronics and stuff to be able to broadcast like that. So maybe we get some of that advantage. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think maybe in about a week is when we would have our first show. And I think you might like it. We also have a group called Explore Weather on Facebook, which you can check out. And let me see, I can show you that. I'll share my page. Where is it? It's not in alphabetical order. Let me do it this way. It's not a huge group. This is it is a public group though, and we have a little over 700 members right now.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, there's some beautiful stuff here. Okay, yeah, this is Charles. I think when he was in Colorado. So this is what he was watching. Let me share this.
Mm. That's cool.
Yeah. Look at that shot. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that one?
That one's nice.
It's crazy.
Oh, look
And
at
this
that.
one?
That's interesting.
Look at that.
That's really wild. Look at the anvil shape there at the bottom. That's cool.
Yeah.
The top is really interesting. I've never seen cloud like that before. It's like a burst.
That's beautiful. These are just from some of the members that are on the group here.
Look at that.
Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a tornado right there.
Looks like a giant foot ready to stomp. Right.
So, this particular site's visited by storm chasers, both professional and amateur ones, and amateur astronomers, and absolute just beginners that are fascinated with weather. So, yeah. So that's something that you want to check into if you like to know more about weather. And I think that's all I have for right now. I need to take a little bit of a break before we go to prepare for the Global Star Party. It's going to be a lot of fun, though, and I expect the Star Party maybe to run until around midnight-ish, something like that.
It doesn't get dark until late now. It's all
That's
after
true.
9. It's
That's
after
true.
9 o'clock before it actually gets dark here.
Yeah. We start the Global Star Party at 8 p.m. Central, which is 0100 Universal Time. And a lot of times we run 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 hours, on the Star Party. So, and it's almost like going to an in-person Star Party. A lot of people don't stay out much longer than, let's say, 5 hours, under dark skies.
Right.
All of us have been, so engaged though that we're observing everything, and all of a sudden we look up and, oh my God, it's here comes the sun, and you realize you didn't get any rest, So,
right.
So anyhow, thanks to the audience for all their great comments and questions and stuff. Hope you join us tonight. And Norm Hughes says, if you are on Facebook, go follow Storm Junkies. They post some really cool photos as well. There are some very good Facebook weather pages, so definitely want to check them all out. And I think I got to most of the questions here. Let's see, maybe I missed this one from Jim Norwood.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find it right now. Here it is. Jim Norwood. He says, it's obviously real. Have you not read They're Made Out of Meat by Terry Bison? It's a dialogue between the two aliens. They're in awe of how we function, considering we're mostly meat.
Mostly meat, yeah. To Serve Man. They wrote that
I thought we were mostly water. Yeah, that's right. The book to serve. Yeah.
To Serve Man. That's right. They wrote that book.
They sure did. Well, all right. Thanks for a enjoyable afternoon, and we will see you tonight. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, Jerry.
care.
Take care.
Yep, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Kent Martz with Explore Scientific. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Explore Scientific bino viewers. First thing to know is the bino viewers can slide back and forth to adjust the interpupillary distance for your eyes. I suggest that you use them first, look through until you get immersed in, slide it back and forth to get it merged into an image that's comfortable for your eyes. Set them aside, and in this case, we're using the Explore Scientific FCD 100 127 millimeter carbon fiber telescope. Using an eyepiece, find the object you're looking for in the sky and get into focus. And the beauty is, this is a parfocal device, meaning we can simply remove the eyepiece, put the device in, being sure to put the diopter side on your right eye. Be sure and tighten down the thumb screws so it won't fall out. Get a matched pair of eyepieces, in this case, the Explore Scientific waterproof 52 degree 25 millimeter eyepieces. Loosen the twist lock eyepiece locks. Tighten it down so the eyepiece won't come out. That eyepiece is not locked down. Now it is because the diopter was turning. Now then, just adjust until the object you're looking at is in focus. The reason you're closing one eye, covering it, is when you close one eye, it causes the other eye to misshape. If you cover one eye and then look through it, it really helps the eye really look in focus. Now, with it in focus for the left eye, we're going to cover our left eye and look through the right diopter and turn it. And as we turn it, we're going to get into where it's perfect focus for our right eye. Now, you should have the focus for your left eye with the telescope and your right eye with the diopter adjustment. You can look through, make a fine adjustment for the interpupillary distance, check the focus. If the focus is on, you're good to go. You now have a bino view. You're using two eyes to look at the same object, which is the way our minds are engineered. To have two eyes looking at the object, you're going to be able to see a lot more detail. It's going to be a lot more pleasing view, and you're going to get a whole lot more out of your viewing experience. That's how you use the Explore Scientific bino viewers. I'm Kent Martz with Explore Scientific. You can find these products on our website, www.explorescientific.com. Note that the bino viewers are an exclusive membership benefit of the Explore Alliance. The Explore Alliance is a care program offered by Explore Scientific. For information, go to our website, click on Alliance, drop down, and go from there.
Hey, Kareem, it's Scott Roberts. How are you? Good. I was confused by your last email, thinking that you wanted to do a second presentation during the same star party. I did have you in the first part of it. Yeah. So I thought, oh, okay, he wants to give two, so um, just one. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. So, but that's fine. I do have you coming on. It would be 10 p.m. your time, if that still works for you. Okay, all right. Okay, well, good. That's awesome, and we look forward to seeing you tonight. Okay? No, that's fine. That's fine. Right. Yeah. I tell people, I mean, once you know how the program goes, you can jump in and jump out pretty much around your schedule. Some people do go longer and sometimes they go shorter. So it's often good just to kind of watch, the program, as it's live streaming and go, okay, yeah, I'm coming up. So anyhow, that's it. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm glad. All right, Kareem. You take care. Bye bye.
I'll see you later.
See you, Michelle.
Bye, Scott. Have a good, nice, short week.
What's on you? You got white paint?
White paint. They're it's a new style, you know.
Oh, is it really?
The carpenter style.
Yeah.
Did you have a good Memorial Day?
Yeah.
What did you guys do?
We just kind of hung out around the house and stuff like that. So,
Nice.
you know,
Those are always chill.
yeah,
Yeah, good.
it's nice to sleep in and watch movies and.
You sleep in?
Yeah, I know.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, Wendy needs to come
I'm
over
a
more
night owl.
often then.
I'm a night owl. You know, I can easily sleep in. You know, that's not a problem. But yeah, Wendy's the one that wakes up early.
Yeah.
She wakes up like at 4.
Oh wow. Yeah, she's an early bird.
Yeah,
Usually.
and I'm the guy that stays up till 4. Okay, so
you're like trying to go to bed at 4.
all right.
I'm glad you guys had a good weekend. Try to chill for you guys.
Yeah. How about you?
We went camping and got back yesterday. Didn't get any rain, which was nice. And
Oh wow.
yeah, the dogs.
We had rain though, didn't we?
We did, but not. We were up over by Eureka and Ponton.
Oh.
So it was nice. It was really nice. The dogs loved it.
I bet.
They're worn out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I left, like they were all just like still sprawled, like not doing anything. So I'm like, this is good.
That's cool.
Good.
So is this your last day here for a while, or?
Yeah, I had to hand off some stuff to Ben, and get a couple of logins to him, but yeah, for the most part, I'll still be around on some of the accounts. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, well, let's continue.
Bye, Michelle.
That's it.